Hi everybody, I'm Rosemary, and in this video I have 10 DIY Mother's Day gift ideas for customizable and personalized gifts that everyone on your Mother's Day list is sure to love. In addition, I've also created a sister companion video to this video featuring 15 beautiful gift baskets and sets, which I will link here and in the description. But for now, let's jump into this video with a delightfully sweet little candy bouquet. I started this with a small vase from the Dollar Tree and a bag of 6lets candies. Now, they do come individually wrapped, so I emptied the candies into a clean vase. Next, I took these paper straws that I also got from the Dollar Tree and attached both Snickers and Hershey Kisses to the ends. I did use hot glue here, but you could also tape them on. For the first layer of my bouquet, I'm going to use my Snickers stems. And as you can see, I did get these small bags from Dollar Tree, and there are candies left over for the candy florist to enjoy. And all I'm going to do with these stems is place the straws into the 6lets candies, and I'm going to place all 6 of the Snickers stems that I made and just place them all the way down into the vase. Next, I'm going to take these lollipops that I also got from Dollar Tree. Now there's 5 of these, there's 6 Snickers, so I just leave that one in the back empty. But for the rest, all I'm doing is taking the sticks of the lollipop and sliding it into the straw. Next, I'm going to take my Hershey Kisses and I'm going to place those now between the lollipops and the Snickers. So they kind of sit there right in the middle, and I'll do that all the way around. Next, I took a small latex balloon that I also got from Dollar Tree. I did cut that down a little so that it would fit nicely in the vase, and I just stick it right there in the middle. And that's it, and nice and quick and easy. And now here you can see a full view of the finished project. And I did go ahead and add a pretty little pink bow there at the top of the vase as well. And you can see how a child would love to give this as a gift to a parent or grandparent. And the construction is nice and easy for them to help as well, but you would definitely want to tape and not hot glue or hot glue in advance. Another quick and easy project that kids could be part of would be these Burstone chalkboard refrigerator magnets. Dollar Tree sells these chalkboard clothespin clips, and all you would need to do is glue a magnet to the back. Then, write the child's name on the front and add some faux birthstones with Dollar Tree gem stickers. If you're not familiar with which birthstones represent each month, you can easily find a chart online. Then just have the child create some artwork that can be included in the gift. You can make a tag for each child in the family with their corresponding birthstones, and of course the magnets can be reused to display the latest and greatest artwork of each child. Another quick, easy, and inexpensive birthstone keepsake would be to create a document with each child's name and birth date. I created this one on my computer using a calligraphy font and entitled it Mom's Precious Gems. And of course, you can put the name of whoever you're making it for, and it's nice because you can make it Grandmom, or Mimi, or Gigi, or Mom, or Mommy, or whatever name you want to put there at the top. And then you can use the faux birthstone gems as the dashes between the numbers. Depending on the birthstones you need, you can either get full sheets or some of these multicolored sheets, if they carry all the stones or most of the stones that you need, can be really helpful. And then this is what this one looks like, with diamonds in April, lavender in June, ruby in July, emerald in May, and sapphire in September. Then you can add it to a frame to create a stunning, high-end looking keepsake. Next up, Dollar Tree's wood craft frames make great options for creating personalized and customizable keepsakes. I'm going to start with the square frame with the large heart in the middle, and I want to do a little bit of a stain treatment on it. So I took some craft paint and some water and I mixed it in equal portions, and I'm going to be applying it with a makeup sponge. And you can see how the texture of the paint is much different. It's nice and runny and thin, so it is just creating a stain finish and not a thick paint finish on my frame. And I wanted to show you this method just in case you don't have any stain on hand. It's not something you typically have, that you can easily, quickly create a stain, and you don't need any fancy brushes and different things. A little makeup sponge will do a great job as well. And I am also paying attention to make sure that I'm getting along the edges of the frame, the back of the frame, and inside the heart as well. And I will go ahead and do 3 coats of this stain to the frame. And then after my paint was dry, I did want to put a top coat on that. And so I'm going to just use some Mod Podge for that. You can just get that at Dollar Tree. So you don't have to make a big investment. And I did use the gloss. They do have gloss there as well. Usually typically use the matte finish, but I'm going to go ahead for this project and use a gloss finish. And it'll go on a little cloudy, but it'll dry nice and clear. And then here is what the frame looks like after a couple coats of the Mod Podge. And now what I'd like to do is add some words to the frame using these stickers. Now I got these stickers at Walmart, and what's neat about them is that they do have a gold finish, and they are like a puffy sticker, so they stick up, so they make a great presentation for this application. And you can have it write whatever you want. I'm choosing it to say, "I love Gigi," and the child's name Jacob there at the bottom. Now, of course, you can have it say whatever you want in terms of, how much can fit on the space. So you want to be aware of the stickers that you select, the size of the stickers, and what you need to put on your frame. For the next frame, I'm going to use some of these Dollar Tree stickers. Now, I love to use these for beading, but I needed to paint them first with some cashew colored chalk paint from Waverly. This is my go-to paint color for recreating a wood look or a wood tone. So I went ahead and painted several rows of these little dot stickers or pearl dot stickers with the cashew paint. And now I'm going to just apply them all the way around the heart. And I am using some of this Type Bond glue because the stickers, they do have a sticker on them, of course, but it's not so good for this application. You do need to have some extra glue to adhere the little dots. And then once all my little dots were on and the glue was dried, I took some white chalk paint on a dry brush and just brushed it over the raw wood. So I didn't do anything else to the wood, just kept it as is, and now I'm just dry brushing with white chalk paint over the top. And so I'll just continue like this, doing very little bit of paint at a time, just kind of building it up over time. So you don't want to do too much because you can't undo it. So just a little bit, and then keep working it until you get the finish that you want. And then once the paint is dry, I'm going to just take this printout that I did for Auntie's Angels. You can, again, make it anything you choose. It could be grandma, grandma's girl, nana's babies, whatever you like, whatever saying floats your boat. And then just put that out on a piece of paper, scribble on the back with some pencil. Now, of course, if you have a Cricut, go ahead, have at it. But we're going to do it old school for all the non-Cricut users. And all you need to do is scribble there again on the back with a pencil, and then bring it forward again and just trace the letters over the top with a pencil, and you will get an imprint of this printout on the surface. But of course, you're going to need to cover it again with a marker. It only gives you a very faint, you can see, it's actually better in person than it shows up on the camera, but you can then easily go over with a Sharpie marker and trace it to create a nice finish to your lettering. Lastly, I'm going to take some of these Dollar Tree stickers and just add those to the top and bottom around the words Auntie's Angels, just to give it a little extra finish there to the piece. To add the image, you can use the piece that comes with it as a template. Just make sure that you're not cutting off anybody's faces or toes or ears or anything like that. And just make sure that the template is covering, or the picture is covering the template properly. And I'm going to use some glue stick to attach the photo to the template, and then put both of them back inside the frame. And now here you can see the finished project, a beautiful photo keepsake that can be customized and personalized for anyone on your list. Another quick and easy way to make a photo keepsake is to Mod Podge a copy of a photo to a canvas. And so what I'm going to do here is just use this Dollar Tree canvas, and I'm going to apply some Mod Podge here to the surface. Now, the trick about using Mod Podge, especially when doing larger items like this photo here, is that you're going to put on, see, I'm putting on a lot there, but what I'm actually then going to do is remove it. So I want to have an even layer, so that's why I'm putting so much on, but then I am also making sure that it's a thin layer. So I want an even thin layer, and then once I have that on, you see I'm continuing to kind of even it out and smooth it out. But what I'm also doing is letting it dry a little bit as well. So that's the real trick to it, is to make sure it's thin and even, but also that it is not that wet. And then this way, the photo will stick right to it and won't create any of those unsightly gaps and air bubbles and crinkles that everyone hates so much when using Mod Podge. And now here you can see when I put the piece on, I can even pick it up and move it around. And this is not a photograph. This is regular copy paper. So it easily goes on. You'll see no cracks, no gaps, no bubbles, no wrinkles. Everything's nice and smooth, and it'll stay that way. Now, because this is a canvas, I did go ahead and continue to smooth it out because it has that kind of sagging in the middle, so it's not as taut all the way around like if it would be a piece of wood or another solid surface. So I did continue to kind of, smooth it and stretch it as the Mod Podge set up, which wasn't very long because it was pretty much already dry. And now before I add my top coat, I will make sure that this is totally dry. And then I'm going to add some hairspray to the top. Not like this, the way I do it, because it kind of squirted out all over the place and made some bubbles. But it actually dried fine. It was great. But when you do it, just make sure that you're doing it kind of at a distance. So you're just getting kind of a fog of hairspray on top. And that just stops the any kind of bleed through of the ink on top of the picture. And then once the hairspray was dry, I went ahead and added my Mod Podge layer on top. And then this is what it looks like when it was finished. You can see how it kind of gives the surface a little bit of a painted look. So it almost looks like a painted portrait. Now, another option for this canvas technique is to use other items to Mod Podge to a canvas. And I always love Mother's Day cards. They're always so pretty and have some beautiful sentiments on them. So if you find one that you like or think that the person that you're giving it to would really enjoy, you can create a long-lasting keepsake out of it instead of just a card. And so all I'm doing here is, again, taking a canvas from the Dollar Tree. I did paint this one with some green craft paint, and then I'm going to just repeat the process, Mod Podging the card to the canvas. And even though this is a thicker cardboard, not just a thin paper, I'm still going to go ahead with a thin, even layer that is somewhat dry before applying the card to the canvas. And then again, a coat of Mod Podge on top finishes the project. Next up is a larger canvas, this time using the artwork from a Dollar Tree gift bag, which luckily on the flip side was not all glittery. And I did go ahead and just cut this image out, cutting in between all the flower petals and getting all the details all around the bouquet. And I did cut down the pot there a little bit on the bottom as well. And then the canvas that I'm using is the 11 by 14 inch canvas, which I am first going to paint with some chalk paint, a nice white coat of chalk paint there for the base. And then once that white base was dry, I went back with some dark gray chalk paint on a dry brush. And I'm just going to lightly brush over the surface of the canvas, creating a wood grain on the surface. And like the previous dry brushing in this video, I'm just going to go very gently, very slowly, working up the pattern because you don't want to have to repaint the whole thing over again. So you can always, add a little more. It's a little harder to go backwards. So I'm just gently going to add that gray paint very gently to create a very slight wood grain to the surface of the canvas. And then once I got the dry brush to a point that I liked it, I just let that completely dry, and then I went back and drew some shiplap lines. And then once those lines were dry, I added some Mod Podge to the canvas so that I could apply my cutout. And of course, I added a thin and even coat of the Mod Podge, and then even let it slightly dry before adding the artwork. And then for the lettering at the bottom, I'm going to use that same method as I used earlier of doing a computer printout and then scribbling on the back with some pencil and tracing over the front to get the imprint on the surface of the piece. Now, of course, you can personalize the wording here to say any sentiment that you would like, and that's the beauty of DIY. You can customize it to fit your situation. But if you would like a printout of this wording, I will have a link to a free printable in the description. That is if I can get back onto my website, since apparently they booted me off. But check back if you don't see it right away, and hopefully I have gotten things sorted out. And here you can see the finished project, a beautiful gift for Mom. Another great personalized gift is to create customized candles that you can make with store-bought jar candles like this one from Walmart for only $3.33, or my favorite jar candle from Aldi for just $3.99. Target also sells a similar candle. For the labels, I wanted something with the traditional Mother's Day feel, and nothing screams Mother's Day to me quite like Impressionist era paintings. And so I just went online and searched Impressionist paintings, and of course a plethora of options came up. From there, you can size the image to fit your candle and leave as is or add some wording. This one here says, "Grandma, you light up my life." And the image is Monet's San Giorgio at dusk. You can also find many beautiful mother and child paintings like this one from Mary Cassatt, another great Impressionist artist. But if Impressionist painters aren't your or your gift recipient's thing, you can always, of course, choose artwork from any genre. In addition, I have created multiple templates that you can also use, and I will provide a link to these in the description box below. But you will need to use these with at least the Aldi-sized candle or comparable, and the graphic will need to be cut down since these templates are designed for not only these candles, but also the next several DIYs as well. And I also created a couple of templates like this one where I left space for you to write the name of your choice like Mommy or Nana or Grandma, etc. And you can also use these for Dad and Grandpa, friend, etc. Now let's just hope I can get the host at my website to let me back in so I can post the link. To apply the label, it is again a thin, even, semi-dry coat of Mod Podge. Then once that's completely dry, a top coat, and I do coat the entire outside of the jar. And there you have it, a beautiful gift for Mother's Day and beyond. Another useful application would be on the side of a planter. And this is a great gift option for anyone who enjoys gardening or houseplants. And again, you can just select a beautiful painting as your background or as your label. And again, you can use words on it or just leave it as is. This is another Monet. It's one of the water lilies, one of his water lilies. And then also that Mary Cassatt painting also makes a beautiful addition to this terracotta planter. And the green planter was from Dollar Tree. The terracotta one is from Lowe's. It was only a couple dollars, I believe. And you can see how pretty they look, or the labels look on either of the planters. Another option for the terracotta planter would be to do a World's Best Hands Down motif, and you can use this template either as Mod Podge label or also to do the word transfer with a pencil. And of course, add the person's moniker there in the middle, and then you can add some handprints dipped in paint around the planter with the child's name written underneath. For the plastic planter, especially if it's a shiny plastic like this one, you're definitely going to want to sand it down a little bit first all the way around. Otherwise, that Mod Podge is going to peel right off. And then to apply your label, it is again a thin, even, semi-dry coat of the Mod Podge, and then you can easily apply the label without any gapping or bubbling. And once that's completely dry, just add a top coat all the way around. From there, you can add a beautiful plant, and voila, a lovely gift for the plant lover on your list. And if you would like to see more planter ideas, be sure to check out this Dollar Tree Planters DIY High-End Hacks video. And speaking of high-end hacks, this series on high-end dupes has multiple planters, as well as other pieces that would also make great gifts for anyone on your list who enjoys products from these fine retailers. Lastly, I have a super quick and easy option for creating a customized and personalized gift, and that would be using these travel mugs from Dollar Tree. They give you the instructions right here along the side of the cup, but basically all you do is unscrew that inner portion and remove the template. From there, you can trace the template onto another piece of paper and decorate as you choose with pictures or handprints or sayings or whatever you like. And as I mentioned earlier, I did create several free printables that I will hopefully have linked down below. Well, one way or another, I will get them linked. And then all you need to do is take that template from the cup, and you want to center it over, if you're using one of these, you want to center it over the image. Make sure that the image is there in the center of the template, and just take a pencil and trace the template all the way around, and then just cut out from there. And then once your template has been cut out, all you need to do is roll it up into a cone shape and slide it into the clear cylinder. Then you can add back the cup. Whoops, that was the cap. But just add the cup back in, twist it to close, and then you can add your cap there on top. And you have a beautiful, customized and personalized gift. And now you can see the 4 different templates, and notice that the 2 in the middle, you can add the name of your choosing to personalize and customize the way that you want. And again, you can also use these for the candles or the planters, and also on occasions beyond Mother's Day. Now, if you don't see that link right away in the description, please check back as I work through these website issues. And for ideas on how to use this travel mug as part of a larger gift set, as well as 14 other great Mother's Day gift basket ideas, be sure to check out the sister companion video to this video, which I will link here and in the description. Well, I hope you have enjoyed these DIY, customized, and personalized Mother's Day gift ideas. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to give a big thumbs up, and please let me know in the comments which one was your favorite. You can check out some of the previously mentioned videos here and also in the description. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.